Hello, guys. Hello. Okay. Hope it's working. How was the meeting, Solen, with Paris?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes.
Hi, Miss.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. And you?
Good, good. Thank you. We lost 1 second.
So, cool, guys, that you're here. Gian Pietro isn't yet. Min, what's new? Perhaps you wanna start telling us what's new.
Yeah. Have you seen my my post up in the agenda on our Google Doc?
Have I seen?
Sorry.
Have I seen
Yes,
what?
I read that. Wait a minute. Have you seen the new database? Yeah, the new database I post in the about food security, about our challenges in Vietnam.
Where did you post it?
On the database.
On the database, and where there? Because there's a lot of tabs.
Okay.
Where did you just tell me where?
In the database CalMOS for food security, MKS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where there? What did you post? What do you want to share? Do you want to talk about that?
Okay.
Or?
I post a new comment. It's in Asia, Vietnam, Hanoi. Open organic. The last line. About permaculture farming education and planning service. Can you see that?
Challenges.
Yep.
No, I can't see. What is the name of the tab?
Open organic. The tab is on the social entrepreneurs.
Ah, okay. You just added a project.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. So, what do you want to? Do you want to share something of like?
Okay. So in the because of the database, counts more on food security, and also I treat on the agenda of uh, of our global hangout today. I can share with you some of my notes about favorite solution discover. I think it would be useful for the World Hunger Day. Will be.
Yeah. What would
So
be useful?
so in Vietnam, food security more challenging I met is it is food regional and farmer network in protecting the consumer.
Okay.
People here try to do a lot to track the food production, transportation, labeling problem, but it's always happen trouble somewhere. So I think that sometimes the best thing to solve a challenge is to destroy it and build new system. So I create uh, a new group called Open Organic. This is a group would be a cooperation of open food model. I send you the link I found in.
This is really cool. Perfect. I think we can share this once we start to plan the global event. It's already really good that you thought about it.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Pietro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you also wanna? So like in the agenda, I don't know if you saw the agenda. I was
No, not too
just
much.
thinking
I
to
had like
give you
some trouble in the last few days with the computer, so I'm quite,
Yes.
you know.
So I was just
Yeah,
putting in terms of update on the activity, or for example in London.
Well, last week we did.
That you could just, for example, share your the favorite solution or entrepreneur that you kind of discovered in the last 2 weeks, or like the biggest challenge that you encountered in the last 2 weeks, and then speak about the events that are coming up in London.
Yeah. Okay. Talking about events, we came out with London in the last few weeks. Okay. Last week we did the hold up for Latradi, and
what do they do?
Latradi. Sorry, I can hear you.
What? Wait, sorry.
Can you hear me?
Do they do? Yeah, I can hear you well.
So okay, yeah. Sorry for the communication today, but I'm talking with the mobile because I have some problem with my speakers in the computer. So
Vicky, do
okay,
you mind?
Latradi is
Guys,
doing breakfast boxes with surplus food.
excuse me, Vicky, do you mind to put yourself on mute because there is a lot of background noise? Thank you.
Can you hear me now? A little bit better?
Go ahead, Gianpietro. Thank you.
Okay, amazing. Thank you very much. So Latradi is making is a startup, still to start. So it's like they are complex. They are actually only the founder is working at the moment. Sophie is focused on creating breakfast boxes for offices and professional using surplus food, and actually, yeah, it's like we did a good actually hold up focused on creating not only the naming but also the branding, the complete branding, kind of also focusing on finding like logos and slogans. And at the end of the hold up, we came out with 33 logos, about 15 slogan and 10 names, or like a little bit more than names. But at the moment, I can't publish anything in Nan's website because of the kind of like copyright. So when she will decide what to do and which logo and branding we'll choose, we are gonna put like what we did in the make sense database for the challenges. And on Saturday we are having a double hold up for Entocycle. Entocycle we talked about last time and maybe twice, 2 times ago, and is a social enterprise that is using waste and poo from chicken, just to feed the larvae of an insect, and through the larvae take out the waste and reduce the waste, and using after that the larvae so to produce fertilizers and then to produce food for animals. So it's a quite a big challenging. We are gonna have a double hold up on Saturday. Once will be focused on marketing, and the other will be focused on logistics. And yeah, it's quite. We are still to reach like a good number, but I think we are gonna reach it. And then next week we are gonna meet on the 16th to plan all the Sense Camp for the next month. And on the 18th we are gonna have the Make Sense room focus on the waste, tackle food waste. And it will be quite interesting. There will be three local enterprises focusing in food waste. And then what else? Yeah, there will be. I was planning to do another Make Sense room, MKS room on the 10th of June, but because we are too focused on the Sense Camp, and also because we are not gonna probably do it. So we are gonna focus on the Sense Camp, and there will be like other 2 or 3 social enterprise that are focused. They are interested in all apps. So yeah, thank you.
Great. Can I just ask you, Gianpietro, the Sense Camp is likely to happen on 18th or 17th of June, and it will be on food security?
I think so. I think so, actually. Let me see. Yes, should happen in those days, but definitely will be on food security, of course.
Okay, so yeah, I've been in touch.
But yeah, actually, yeah, it's the same date I told you the last time, and the last time again. So it's like, but on the 16th of May we're gonna plan. So we will try, of course, to let's say align with the general and global Sense Camp. But
okay.
Yeah, let's see. But in the London source.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Super cool, Gianpietro. Thank you. And the projects that you talk about, are they already in the database?
The one Letra D, yeah, is already in the database, but I'm still waiting to put the impact because for copyright things, as I said before. Entocycle has still to put like the name in the database, but he will put it, so don't worry about it.
And they were also on makesense.org, the challenges? Or?
Yes, it's the same.
Cool.
Thank
And
you.
perhaps, so what Min also said, what do you see as like the big issue in London or perhaps in the UK? What thinking of a global event, you know, if every hotspot, I'm gonna do a recap later and ask for your feedback, but if you think of everyone choosing like the biggest challenge or just the most
yeah, because as said before, we are gonna meet on the 16th with the group. We are gonna decide also that day. But yeah, there are like 3-4 teams that are like actually coming, so probably
okay,
you wouldn't
cool.
be again like a tackle food waste, because we are gonna do it during the MKS room on the 18th of May. But yeah, definitely will be on food security, and of course we want to be like a kind of collegial decision on 16th, because I mean it's something that we have to create. Like there will be like, you know, at least probably 10 people who are gonna focus on this, so we want that everybody is gonna be interested and focus on that issue. So that's why.
Yeah, so perhaps an idea could be, as it's close to the day of the World Hunger Day, that you also use this choice of a certain topic to perhaps integrate it also in your Sense Camp format, etc.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I already share the documents you passed in the last few days in the internal like chat room for the events. So yeah, definitely we're gonna consider on 16th, of course, and you know it makes sense. So it's like, okay.
Great, thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you.
So Len, do you have some other news to share that the others don't know yet about the mobilization?
Sure. So news from Europe. Rome, the hotspot from Rome in Italy, is organizing a Make Sense room on June 16th, I think. I'll just double check, but I think so, on June 16th, on the topic of food security, which is actually the World Hunger Day. So I'm sure we can communicate about it as the global mobilization. What's been happening so far? So I was in Madrid last time we Skyped, just before the MKS room, which was a real success. So we had something like 50 to 60 participants. The conversation and the quality of the conversation was really, really good. It was a really good way to trigger the mobilization in Madrid. And the guys following the MKS room are planning to organize different visits on site of different social entrepreneurs who were part of the panel during the MKS room. So it's been a really good way to inspire the rest of the mobilization in terms of the community. So really successful. And in Paris, we're working on an event happening in less than a month on the 8th of June, which will be gathering different participants. And the point of this event is really to make it super participative. So there will be 3 stands, 3 stalls, 3 spaces where you can meet social entrepreneurs working on the 3 different blocks, which are the production, distribution, and consumption. And you will be having 3 time slots of 30 minutes, so participants can go to one stand for 30 minutes, then move to another one, and then move to another one. And on these spaces, you'll be able to solve the challenge of social entrepreneurs. So it will be kind of mini hold-ups. I would love to catch up with you at some point, Gian Pietro, because I know you've been doing the same in London during a Sense Drink. You don't have to formalize everything on a paper. We can have a call, and I just take notes, or maybe get inspired, and that's fine. So in between all these slots, there will be pitches of social entrepreneurs to present their projects to the audience. And on the side, we want to make sure there is some food to test and to try. So that's it, I think, for the news for the last 2 weeks in Europe.
Okay, great. I will perhaps just quickly talk about that global event on World Hunger Day that I had in mind. Can you hear me okay, or is the background noise too strong? Otherwise, I go outside.
No, it's good. It's okay.
Okay. So the idea was, I don't know if you had a look at the document, but the objective was really to do more than just source projects and give them visibility, but to go back to the core Make Sense activity of solving challenges of these social entrepreneurs that we find, and trying really to help them push forward their projects. Because to perhaps give you a brief update of where we're at with the mobilization, which has been taking off so well, and was really enthusiastic and many things happening. Still, the fact is that we have we have 250 people in the tribe. We have 20 cities involved. We have 85 projects sourced and 34 events. 13 are yet planned, and perhaps even more. But only 9 of these events were hold-ups. There was none of the challenges that was put online, in just thinking in terms of partnerships, in terms of the way we can also ourselves see the impact that we have. It's super important to use our platform, because makesense.org, that's it's kind of the heart of Make Sense. That's why with Solène and Anye, we were discussing of how can we do an event to encourage everyone that's in this food security tribe to act together, because it's also stronger probably if we say we have this day where we work together towards it, and we're all organizing something in our hotspots, and then we communicate together as well. So in order to achieve this, we're thinking, let's do an event on the 16th of June, or in the week of the 16th of June, we're with World Hunger Day. And the condition for the kind of event that you organize is just that there needs to be at least one challenge of a social entrepreneur solved. So it really depends on what the hotspot, what the resources are, if they have time to do a whole day event, or if they just want to do one small event. So of course it can be, it doesn't have to be just a hold up. A challenge can also be perhaps solved in another way. But yeah, the idea was that we really try to focus on that. But then at the same time, the hotspots can think that they do an MKS room perhaps to start a day, then they do hold-ups, or then they do some fiction, whatever it might be. So I think, I don't know, perhaps you can give your feedback afterwards of whether you think it's a good idea to leave it that open. Then the second aspect of these events was to have some common media that we create, some content that we can share, so we can share the activities we do also at once with the Make Sense gang, with the ones that are not involved in the food security issue,